I'm live. Hi, hi, goats. It's my mug from Target Pride a couple years ago, which says "Cheers, Queers," which is like like it's. I don't even have to say it. I can just raise my mug and you'll know that's what I mean. Let me fix this so I can see myself and my goats and make sure we're all on camera. Had a brief thing where the app I use to connect my phone camera to my streaming thing on my laptop kept timing out when it tried to find the connection, and I was like, well, that's bad timing, but thankfully it works now. Like I went to go look up what the problem was, and then I came back and it worked. So I didn't even do anything or find out what the problem was. Hi, Draka. Good to have you here. Oh, good. My goats are actually all on camera. Cool. I have showed a lot of this yarn, which I dyed this week, which is going to the in-person event in August that I'm talking about. Hi, Winter. But I'm going to go ahead and show it again because I thought it'd be fun to do it on a live stream, and I need the hangers if this is still on, so we may as well. That is, oh my god, really? It is gay yarn in the thumbnail, and that's some of the new yarn. I was using up all the yarn from the Pleiades base that I had before, so that I can make room for the new cotton yarn that's coming. So I thought I'd just go ahead and use this base for the first batch of yarn that I'm going to hopefully sell at the event. Yay for gay, yes. But I was going to. I had plans to dye a different colorway, but then I was like, no, I'm not really excited about that right now. I'm just gonna dye a bunch of the rainbow yarn. So I did. I dyed a bunch of different rainbows in different, like starting in different places, so that the colors would blend in different ways. So that's a fun sequence of yarn, and I will get to that soon. But you might remember the red champion yarn that I dyed. This one is still a bit damp, even though it's been hanging outside. But I kind of want to go ahead and see what these look like twisted up, because that's part of the fun when they're all through the dyeing process and they look like yarn that you would buy. I think these might be damp at the end where they overlapped, because these were on the same hanger. Lover of the sea. Let me know how y'all are doing. How's your pride? Ooh, something that's really interesting to me that sometimes happens is that I try not to worry about too much is when color transfer happens. Wow, it's overexposed because of the sun, but there's like a hint of red or orange, and I'm not sure, like, that probably would have happened during the marinating phase, because I really doubt any more dye would happen by the time it's hanging on the hanger to dry, just due to the way that cotton yarn works, or plant fibers and fiber reactive dye. But it is kind of cool that this one has a bit of red on it, and it was hanging with the red yarn. Not sure if the red yarn has some hints of green on it, but that would be fun, since these two are inspired by gods in my Minoan path who are either faces of each other or their brothers. That's a good question, Winter. It's not so much residual color in the pan. Like the thing with plant fibers is that there's gonna be extra color. Like you, one reason I use the washer to wash these is because it would take so many washes to get the water to run clear. Not because all the dye hasn't properly absorbed, but because there's going to be extra dye. So it's actually really fascinating to watch people dyeing protein fibers with acid dye and actually looking for the water to run clear or to be clear after the dyeing process. I'm like, wow, that's wild. That would never happen with me. But there can be like drops of dye on that are like I do wash the plastic bags that I put them in to like sit overnight, but there can still be like extra bits of dye that I miss, partly because it's plant fiber and the types of dye that you use with that. There's just so much dye everywhere that cleanup is kind of hard. That's one reason I do it outside. Finished both panels for a pride mesh crop top. Cool. Now you can sew them together and wear it out this weekend. Sounds fun. Are you going to Pride Parade or just having fun? Don't remember where I decided to put these. I didn't actually decide where to put the skeined up yarn, so I'll just put them awkwardly off camera here. Now I have a hanger available. I could just alternate batch 1 yarn, which you've seen, with batch 2 yarn, which you have not seen. Oh yeah, I think this is one of the... There are actually 2 skeins of yarn in here, because I think I only found half of my mesh bags. But I'll go ahead and show you one of the rainbow ones first. This one I put yellow and pink on the opposite ends so that we could have the blending through the blue. It's actually a lot paler than I thought it would be, but it's still gorgeous, so I love that. As you can see, there's a lot of, I think the yellow kind of sun chill, not actually, but just there's a point where the yellow yarn must have touched the fabric here, so the yarn here, so it's like an orange-red patch. But yeah, I put these on the zip ties, and I'm only going to take one off because this yarn is from a mystery bag. It didn't come labeled. It's one of the 2 the Pleiades bases, and I think it's the first one I was dyeing, but since I don't know, I want to make sure that I label this, that I keep track of which one these are. But the parade is the 24th in St. Petersburg, but there are multiple events all month long. On the 17th is a pride event at a huge art studio. Yeah, that sounds fun. And thank you. I'm glad that you like it. I do too. And I'm sorry that you can't go to any. I'm stuttering a lot right now, which is making me feel more awkward. But I'm sorry you can't go to any Pride events this year, Winter. there's a set of drawers right off camera that has a handle, but it's a fairly small handle, but for right now I can hang my yarn over there. Now I need to free up another. I think I lost a hanger. In any case, now we free up another hanger, another skein of Red Champion. I'm glad that the black turned out good, because I had a mishap where I thought I could tell the difference between the navy and the black dye because I tested them, but I think I actually couldn't. So I just ended up putting both the ones that I thought were navy and black on things I knew I wanted to be black. But I also had a pot of this red plus black dye that I had just mixed, so I knew that had black dye, so I think that helped it not be too blue. Speaking of blue, dyed some more of Vault of Inanna. Since this one is based on and named for the goddess who is kind of in charge of my business, I've been asked to keep, like, there might be certain colorways that I don't always have in stock, but I've been asked to make sure this one is in stock, so I'm gonna have to take care of like this, which happens sometimes, but these came out gorgeous. It's always reassuring to know that I can still dye the colorways I have dyed in the past. Want to wash back down. This is the first yarn mop. I've decided to call it Daybreak. It's an idea I got from, or the yarn mop idea I got from Chemnitz, CHEN. Although I feel like it's easier for her to use a yarn mop to actually get all the extra dye used up, because she dyes with acid dye on like protein fibers. So, but still, it's fun to see what I come up with. And I dyed more Vampire King, which I skipped the going to the new wet yarn, but that just means we'll get to take 2 skeins out after this. But it's nice to see that, yes, this actually looks more like what I want this colorway to look like, at least on this base. Though the kind of wine red is nice too, but I'm not sure if that's just how it's going to look on cotton, or if I should try to get it closer to like the really dark tonal black and dark red. So let me know what you think about that. Next bag. Hydration. Oh cool, this is one of my yarn mops from this time. Oh wow, you really can't see how yellow it is. I'll try to bring it closer. Um, it's either washed out or like too dark, but it's kind of a yellow green, like very pale, like much paler than it looks on camera, and or much lighter. And I'm thinking about calling this one no gender only moss, because my housemate showed me a meme that was like a pride flag, but it was like green and brown and just like my gender is like moss. I'm the feral forest creature, and so I feel like this kind of fits that. That is a funny story. I love it when gods pop up in unexpected places. I have a god who likes to send me dolphins. I mean, just dolphin imagery. One of my friends didn't know that, but sent me a picture of dolphins on a vase, and I was like, aha. That's yeah, that's him. Ooh. This is one of the ones that I dyed with my new way of doing something that I am calling dragonfly, because it kind of has that iridescence. It's not exactly the same as the first skein, which just kind of happened, and I'm not sure exactly what I did. but this is kind of close. Maybe if I get it over by the goats, it will be in the shade more. But this, I'm probably going to do more of this actually, because it turned out so well, and I know how to do it. I just kind of put fuchsia on. I used two of the primaries. I put the fuchsia pink on one end and yellow on the other end, and just put not the primary blue, but a different blue on the rest of the skein, and just kind of blend. So I dyed several of these, and I am looking forward to seeing how the rest turned out. Yeah, that makes sense with having to budget for the events, which sucks, but hopefully, as you said, no regrets. More Vampire King. Thank you. I love the dragonfly yarn too. It was the first thing that I crocheted up of my own yarn, so it definitely has a soft spot in my heart. This skein just looks so good, like with the black and like the hints of red. I really do think I want to go for this, like for what this colorway means, but tonals are really hard to like hone in on for me. Oh, we have more rainbow yarn in this one. Yeah, then that sounds like you made the right choice. This one, as you can see, I started at the pink end and ended with blue and put yellow in the center. And for these I used all three primary colors so that they could sort of blend and become the whole range of secondary and tertiary. And I love how this one came out because it's very like the traditional rainbow. So this is one of the ones that I saw it in the pan. And I was like, I need to take a picture of that for the thumbnail, because it's just like, yeah, that is gay. Ran out of space on the handle, but now I'm hanging hangers on other hangers, so hopefully it will work. Here's another skein of dragonfly. I think I can just take off the zip tie. Oh, is that a I can't see the word after ketchup, so mustard and ketchup sauce. But I'm guessing that's what you're eating right now. Just gonna get this hanger. Oh yeah, sauce. There's for some reason there's a tiny heart in like the corner of the chat for me, and I can't see what like it covers that part of the if there's a word right there. This is the second yarn mop of last time, and I think I'm going to call it Deep Silent Complete, which is the name of a Nightwish song. One of my other colorways is named the title of a song to Time of the Moon by Tattoo. Oh yeah, it makes sense. Oh cool. You can send hearts and things. Nice, thanks. I'm gonna run out of hangers. But for now, let me get a couple more free. Here's a skein of joy, as in the yarn, but hopefully also the emotion. I think in the future I will really lean into like the center part that looks very like a mango smoothie. Like it'll still have the red and yellow ends, but I would like to do more of this in the center because the blending is nice. This might be my final skein of Vampire King that I dyed. I think it was just like 3. That sucks. Okay, now we're ready for the new yarn. This might just be, I was gonna say it might just be 2 skeins of Vault of Inanna, but I don't think I doubled up any of those. I love this range of blue, my first colorway, and it's so good. Chicken nuggets. Yeah, hopefully you can get some soon. I just did a big grocery order too, so that should be getting carried tomorrow morning. Oh, cool. I don't know what a conure is, but that is cool. Another skein of dragonfly. So we need to take this off. Oh, a bird. I was thinking it might be a bird like that. It's like, yeah, it seems like it fits, but thanks for clarifying. Those are good bird colors. Well, a lot of this yarn is good bird colors. Here's another doubled up 2 skeins of Lover of the Sea and Red Champion. It's been a long time since I dyed this colorway, and I only did 3 skeins of it, which are currently on the website. I figure they'll find the right person when at some point. But it was nice to see that I could still do it, even though I was expecting this end to be more like black. It turned out navy because I had some trouble telling apart navy and black this time. Oh, cool. Yeah, that sounds like it. That sounds like a cute bird. Like, cool. I am. I know there's someone with like a parrot or parakeet or something, but it's cool that there are potentially multiple bird people. The bird people. Red Champion. I think there's more rainbow. Yeah, there is someone with a bird named Bobby. Yeah, I like her stories about Bobby. This is another one with the yellow and pink on the ends. Then it was supposed to be blue in the center, but it's very green. Yeah, I think that you're right, Winter. So I discovered that all 3 primaries, when you mix them, just make green. So the turquoise, the fuchsia, and the yellow, which is a fine color. It's just hard to keep them separate sometimes when you're doing something with all 3 primaries. Oh, cool! Thanks. I'm glad to hear that feedback, because sometimes I'm like, that's not as vivid as it looked in the pan. and I think I know some things to do to help with that, but I'm also glad that it looks good this way. I mean, it's um, gorgeous. It looks kind of like ice cream sherbet. Sometimes I dye a lot of yarn at once. Oh, this is another skein of Vault of Inanna, and by the second or third batch, like um, I'm not sure that the soda ash is um, soaking into the yarn as much because the water has cooled down. So, but it's hard right now because the grill needs more gas. So I've been heating water up in on the stove, and I can only do that at the start. So, oh, cool, thank you. I'm glad to hear good feedback about it. I'm just going to start putting these aside, and then I will probably double them up afterward when I go to hang them outside. But I will go ahead and skein up the rest of these. Another double dip. That would be an awesome colorway. Going to have to make sure that the ones that are still kind of wet get extra time to. I'm probably going to unwind them so they actually fully dry, but I'm out of hangers. This one also has some. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. You can't really see because if I try to put it up close, it's just bright white because of the sun, but there's a bit of red or orange on this too, and I don't know if that's just something that was in the pan during. I did dye a couple of these at the same time, so it could be that, but it's funny that both of them that have been right next to the skein of red have been just a bit red. Even though I really don't think that's possible for it to be from the red skein, because by that point the fiber reactive dye has reacted with the fiber as much as it's going to. So Joy. I think what threw me off about it just being the primary yellow for so long on this one. Not that yellow isn't a great color, but it just because it's not like. I mean it is an awesome color. Just like I love tonals, and this one almost leans toward like fluorescent. It's not, but like it looks almost minty kind of compared to the rest of the colors. So it's like, wow, that's a kind of a like a almost a jarring color. Like I'm not trying to like insult this colorway. I think that's just why I was like, huh, that's weird. But thank you. I'm glad that you love it, and I do too. I think I just have to keep working on getting what's in my head onto the yarn. But one nice thing is that when I dye things that I'm like, well, I'm not sure that's my favorite thing, it will probably find someone who does love it and it is their favorite thing. So that's the nice thing about dyeing yarn for other people. One more hanger to liberate. Another one of these double skeins, but this one is much drier, which is nice. Tiny stick because it was outside. Yeah, I think like I don't see any of the red-orange transfer here, so I'm really guessing it was something in the pan or in like the plastic bag that I put it into. Because sometimes there's just enough dye in a droplet to affect one strand. So oh, thank you. Well, I hope you get money again for multiple reasons. That is one of them. Now we're going to go ahead and put this one on. Oh, one cool thing, speaking of transfer, you can't really see, but there's a patch of pale purple right here in the blue, and I kind of like how that's, it's just part of the story of the yarn. It's artisanal, as someone pointed out to me recently. Yeah, it makes sense that red dyes would be known for that. This is a yarn mop, by the way. And I love how this one came out. It's very pale and like blue-green. And there's not as much like coverage as I often try to get with my yarn, so I might call this one ocean glass or something like that. But it also looks like Van Gogh's Starry Night painting, because there's kind of swirls of different blues and then just a hint of yellow and green in some places. Yarn mop, it's a concept from the Chemnitz tutorials YouTube channel, where she uses an extra skein of yarn to wipe her the fingers on and to soak up the extra dye in the pot. Oh yeah, Draka said it MOP, like mop the floor. And so they turn out kind of random, and sometimes they look great with the yarn that you purposefully dyed, and sometimes they're like, oh, well, that's weird, but okay. Yeah, I thought, even though I have a lot more dye and there's no way one yarn mop could get it all up, like I was like, well, that's kind of a cool idea, and it might help me keep my space a bit cleaner. So I did that this past couple of times. I think this is the last dragonfly skein. Yeah, that is kind of cool. Like, instead of using a towel or the paper towels, you can get a totally new skein, as the Draka says. More rainbow yarn and one of my yarn mops in here. I do have a couple of towels that are meant just for dyeing, because yeah, that once you use them for dye, like it's not going to come out. Okay, yeah, this is the yarn mop in this one, in this bag, kind of a pale green. Again, it's much more yellow than you can see, but kind of a minty green, if that makes sense. And I like how there are just hints of extra colors like yellow and purple right here. You can really see the like purple red here. Well, I can, I'm not sure if you can. I'll post more pictures and probably like a wrap-up video of them hanging outside like tomorrow morning probably. But in the meantime, more rainbow. This is another one with the fuchsia yellow blue from end to end. Thank you. These ones came out great. The event I'm going to is a pagan event, but there's going to be lots of queer pagans there, so like, well, I'm prepared. I feel like I need to go a bit faster because there are lots more. I just dyed the rest of my stock, so this is two of the same technique. It's also rainbow yarn. It ended up being a lot more green and like mossy all over than I expected, which is actually nice. I was expecting it to be really loud and not my cup of tea, but maybe someone, I was sure that someone would love how it turned out, but I kind of love how it's just like this. There are patches of color, but it's very soft, kind of. So I just kind of went wild with all of the three the primaries, like in random lines all over the yarn. Queer pagans are the best, yes. I think I'm going to go ahead and put labels on these because it'll save time when I'm actually selling them, and like it'll help to make sure I know which one is which. But until then, I'll keep the extra zip ties on the mystery base. By extra, I mean the one with the hairband, so I can tell them apart. Like, I could also tell them apart because they're rainbow in a way I haven't dyed before, but still. Anyway, this is the other one in that technique that's just was supposed to be extremely random. it turned out very nice and soft. So, not that it wouldn't be nice if it was loud and like polka dotted kind of, but well, hopefully you can get your. I'm glad that you're able to get food. Yeah, that is important. My mouth is dry from talking about all this yarn. Oh yeah, I haven't shown the third way that I did this, where as soon as I untangle and stretch this out, I believe blue is at one end and yellow's at the other end, so like fuchsia is in the center because I wanted to show the purple between fuchsia and blue. Then we also get the orangey reds between fuchsia and yellow. So I actually love this colorway. Like there's not a lot of green, but just like it's just such a gorgeous combination. Evil Clowns nuggets. Oh, McDonald's. Nice. Always had a fondness for food from that place. And here's another skein of try to say Volt, Voltiviana. Oh yeah, there's a lot more like a spot of purple here. Maybe you can see it if I get really close. Yeah, there. That fuchsia. Oh cool, it's in focus now that I've hidden my face. Yeah. Learning the intricacies of my camera. I think there's just one skein of yarn in here, so 5 more. We're almost done. Your friend just sent you a like to a crochet pattern for dino nuggets. Nice. Stop tangling on the zip tie. Here's another one of the, I think I might have dyed 3 of those. The ones with yellow on one end and fuchsia on the other. And I realized it was kind of, I was going to do all of them that way, but then I realized, wait a minute, I'm just going to do different versions because people usually have red and then red, orange, yellow, green, blue, so fuchsia, which kind of is the red, and yellow would be right next to each other, so instead I'll just like make different versions of the rainbow. But I do like these. I think this one and 2 other skeins kind of arranged in a rainbow arc in the pan because I couldn't, my pan is too short to my pan is not as long as this, so I had to arc it. I was trying to get full coverage of the pan, but I think that works better when you can stretch out the yarn. looks like the second to last skein of Vault of Inanna. One reason I really don't worry too much about zip ties, even though I do have them, is that the yarn comes with ties around the hank, so it's not really going to get tangled. Or like all of this is tied by this one horizontal bit of yarn. So like it's helpful to have zip ties, but it's nice to know that I don't have to put as many on as I did at first. This is actually the last skein of Dragonfly, I think. I love how iridescent it is, like from green to bluish purple. Last skein of Vault of Inanna. Oh no, dino nuggets. It's kind of fun showing you like the process of how it goes from kind of tangled looking when it comes out of the washer to not tangled when it's like skeined up and stuff. And this is the only time I recommend putting it in the washer. Like I have a certain system I do, but this is part of the washing process for when I dye yarn. Because as I mentioned earlier, it just doesn't work to hand wash plant fiber yarn, at least the way that I dye. So oh, thank you. Yeah, I love how blue that colorway is. Like certain shades of blue just make me want to cry because I'm like, it's her. So so I tried to capture all of those in that skein of yarn. And last one is one of those awesome yellow to blue ones that go through pink. I don't know how much new yarn that was, but that was a lot. Here's to the car not that's bringing winter food, not getting stuck in the traffic lights. Well, I think I'll leave you with that. My mouth is a bit dry now. The goat you sent me is taking a nap, apparently. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out and watching me go through the yarn that I just washed. And I have to go hang this up outside now. Probably have to redistribute hangers. Yeah, I totally get it. I am hoping that you can eat soon because that's kind of important when you're human. But yeah. Well, I'm glad I could keep you company. And my goats.